If we're looking at it just as a movie itself, I thought it was really well done. Like a really well made movie, good acting, pretty good cinematography. And even though like I'm not the biggest fan of like HD cameras opposed to film, this did have a film quality for it. It wasn't a made for TV movie. It felt like a real film, and I liked the framing, and I liked, especially watching it the second time, how much we missed what were in the shots as the building of the character and things.
We did, yeah. We saw some new things when we went in. One of my favorite things, and it's an underutilized device, you have a background in film, so you know about this, but one of my favorite things was how they do the house as a character.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, the house is gorgeous, stunning, brand new, literally like, they make it like no one's seen it of the guests who've shown up yet. And they're all like, oh, look at this. And it's all lit up and they have the exterior shots and they're panning and it's gorgeous and just like a thrilling experience. And then towards the end of the movie, the house gets like darker and more bathed in shadow. Right. And at the very like final shots of the film, it's literally just like absolutely consumed by shadow, totally dark inside. There isn't even any light left, right. Which is fascinating because it's kind of an encapsulation of the mood that these four individuals brought to the space and then radiated out.
Right. Yeah. It's interesting because it's a new house. And the rest of the characters all make fun of Jason Schwartzman character Soup, who is the host, right?
Hugo, who's called Super because he jokes that he's going to wind up in a soup kitchen.
Because he's the poorest. Because he's not technically a billionaire. He's a centimillionaire, right?
And he's so insecure about it. He's only got like $500 million. I'm sorry, like I can't even imagine. First off, if I had money like that, I think I would like just... I can't even imagine. I can't even envision. But I sure wouldn't be feeling all insecure like, I'm going to wind up at a soup kitchen.
And Schwartzman's character, Soup, he's interesting because he's not really based on anyone in particular. Even though you can see...
Oh, he reminds me of someone, but
yes. People. But we're not going to speculate too much. But like, I've been a fan of Jason Schwartzman since like Rushmore. He's...
Oh my God, he's so good. Right? Whenever he's in something, he really takes it up like a couple of levels.
He's always memorable. And I feel like for a guy who's already a pretty decent actor, he did a really good job of this.
Oh,
like,
he's
so,
yes.
He's so pathetic. It's so funny.
Yeah. He's like that taste you can't get out of your mouth. You're like brushing and you're gargling and nothing makes it go away.
Yeah, and he's so like kind of like slimy and so like he so wants to be loved and a part of the group and one of the boys, and he tries so hard. And like I love how they just shit on everything he does. They shit on the house. They shit on the way the way the architecture. They crap on the interior. They just can't like. They just want to make sure he knows he's at the bottom any chance they can get.
Another thing I love is how they really like show a meaningful symbol of some bullshit level of wealth with the Mauviel copper pan that they use for him to present his fish dish that he's created, even though there's not supposed to have any meals. And he's like, oh no, we're just gonna have like little bits of it.
Yeah.
And like I used to work in a kitchen store. Dude, that thing was like $1,000 a long time ago. So it is like one of those substantial, only the oligarch crowd would ever buy that pan. It's like $1,000 for a fish pan. It's basically like torture the help because it's made out of copper. And so you got to spend another 2 hours polishing it after you've washed it. Yeah.
That's so nuts. Like what a cruel thing to buy just to make your
just working harder. At the store I worked at and I'd be like, oh my God, it's like hours of me having to polish this. I would never work in a house with this. I would never buy this.
No, we're not going to. I don't think we'll be buying $1,000 fish pans anytime soon.
I also thought it was really interesting how they kind of like make it. I mean, it's very current, modern in this moment, end of June 2025 and probably moving forward kind of time frame in the movie that it feels so modern, but also how they kind of have like that Ozempic ish sort of non-character as a character, because they're just surrounded by food constantly. And it's just waste. It's just the idea of like, well, if you did want to nosh, you know, here's something.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they have, there's so much waste in the movie, but like in them like not really enjoying the food, but like the lunch spread is crazy. The hors d'oeuvre spread's crazy, and they keep on replacing it. And then like at the end of the movie, the breakfast spread. When, by the way, so yes, this has spoilers. Maybe I'll put it in the beginning. This is for people who've already seen it. And, if you're curious, you haven't seen it, you want to hear us gab, please stay with us. But, this is a spoiler-filled, video.
Or maybe you're not planning on watching it, but you have someone in your life who's talking about it, and you want to know a little bit more. Or you're thinking about watching it, but you're also kind of thinking, like, I don't know if it's even worth it. We're going to cover, like, some of the themes that we think made it worth it. We actually watched it twice.
Yeah. And it as far as why it feels so like current is because these guys made it this year. They made it like
after the election.
They made it after the election. I think they shot it between January and February. It's actually they
did a really tight
very
edit
fast turnaround time, which again is sort of amazing considering like movies take years to make now, but these guys made it in a few months. And it'll take the Pepsi challenge with any other movie made right now.
They did shoot production, at least some of it on phones.
Yeah, and that too. And you can see it, right.
Yeah, you can
anyway, that was an important bit to mention, but back to the opulence and the waste with the food. As like, that's the other reoccurring like motif through the movie.
Yeah, I think food is a character.
I think so too.
Food is almost like a stand-in. For the people that they don't have over. Because if we're real, these people aren't friends.
No, they're not friends.
They fucking hate each other.
And they're suspicious of each other.
Oh my, as well they should be, because, what comes.
Right, and what comes of it, yeah. And like, so Jeff is played by a gentleman named Remy Youssef, who I don't remember seeing.
Would it be Youssef?
Remy Youssef. I don't know. I apologize to the actor if I'm butchering your name if you ever hear this, but you were excellent. I don't remember seeing you on anything else, but holy shit, were you great in this, man.
I fucking hate you. And, also kind of hoped for your death.
The character hates the character, not you.
Not the actor. No,
but that's how good
the
job.
The actor did such a good job making me hate him.
Exactly. Yeah. And, like, his character's funny because he's another one that's obviously, like, practicing his, like, fraternity, like, bro talk.
Oh, my God, yes.
Which is the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Which is, like... So, this is also kind of an interesting thing about what happened in Silicon Valley. And I am sort of a bit of a nerd when it comes to, like, the history, a little bit of tech. And, like, I'm from the Bay Area, so I'm also familiar with Silicon Valley and how it changed the Bay Area, probably not for the better, but whatever. It used to be that the Wall Street, like, bro types went from going to Wall Street and then they decided to go to Silicon Valley. Mm-hmm. And that happened, like, what do you think, starting in the late 80s, 90s, Susan? What do you think?
No, I think it was the 90s. I think it was really, like, when it was becoming more and more clear that we all were moving in a tech direction, whether you were on board or not.
Whether you liked it or not.
The government had decided for us that that's where we were going.
Thanks, Clinton.
Yeah, thanks, Clinton.
Sorry. We generally try not to get too political. It's kind of impossible not to get political on
yeah,
now.
But like, who doesn't hate Clinton by now?
Come on, yeah, by now, Clinton
if you aren't at least pissed about him, then you didn't pay attention.
Yeah, exactly, and without even going into too many details.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm changing the chip in my Nikon camera. Because we have no crew.
It's like 20 years old.
Yeah, we are regular people. We have no crew.
It's used.
We are doing this from our spare room, and We really appreciate you guys listening to the podcast on Buy Me a Coffee, or if you're watching the video on YouTube, thank you for watching. But again, we're regular people, and on our Buy Me a Coffee page, visit it, check it out. Maybe consider throwing us $5. You know,
please
keep the lights
buy
on.
me a coffee. I'm so
Buy,
tired.
please
I
buy
don't
my wife a
drink enough
coffee. Forget me. Buy my wife a coffee.
I just went to go buy some
Yeah.
coffee today, and it's $2 more for just the grounds.
Yeah. And I don't care what they're saying. Inflation is going up for all of us regular types. And just to, you know, if you like this podcast, again, on YouTube, like and subscribe. And hey, you know, listen to the whole thing on Buy Me a Coffee. Throw us a couple bucks. Why not?
We are so excited to be a part of your exploration of nerdy things, and would love to see more support so we can do more of that with you.